You know what changes? Everything. Times change. Technology changes. People change. Sometimes it seems overnight. You can resist it. You can adapt to it. But you can't ignore it. Our thinking is to lead it by changing the way we work, changing the way expectations are met, leading clients and the practice of law forward. You know what that changes? Everything.
Hi, and welcome to Atlantic Business Magazine's Take 5 with the Top 50 CEOs. It's a series of video interviews where we speak to our 2020 Atlantic Business Magazine Top 50 CEO Award winners, just to see if we can find out what makes them tick in just 5 questions. This episode, I'm joined by Mitch Cobb. Mitch is the CEO of Upstreet Craft Brewing and Upstreet Barbecue Brew House. That's a lot of B's in there, Mitch. Thanks so much for joining me. Mitch is based in Charlottetown, PEI, and let's get started.
It's definitely been a crazy year, and it's been absolutely devastating for a lot of our restaurant partners throughout Atlantic Canada, as well as for the Upstreet Barbecue Brew House in Dartmouth. For us, it's been a lot of change here in Charlottetown, but we've actually managed to navigate it, I would say, quite well. We had a big pivot from switching a lot of our products from kegs into packaged products. So we saw a big drop in restaurant accounts, but then our retail sales went up. So that was a big shift. And really for us, it was interesting in that coming on the end of 2019, we had sort of made the strategic decision to start focusing more on product development and building out our portfolio of products beyond beer or into other categories outside of craft beer. And so COVID really forced us to have to pivot really quickly and implement that strategy. And it made us, kind of forced us to make decisions that we probably would have taken a long time. So we were able to release a line of low calorie beers. We were able to release a line of vodka seltzers called Rewind, and most recently a non-alcoholic beer called Libra. So it was a lot, and I can definitely say it probably would have taken us 2 years or more had we not been kind of forced to make those decisions really quickly with COVID. BCore certification is a certification similar to what fair trade is to coffee, or organic is to food products, but it's a certification for businesses that looks at your social and environmental performance, as well as your transparency and your legal accountability. Basically, it's looking to see if businesses are balancing profit and purpose. And so we've actually been a BCore certified company for 3 years. We're actually just going through our second round of certification as we speak. And this was something that was really important to us right from the very beginning. We knew we always wanted to be a BCore certified company. We always, I always really appreciated how it brought together business, but it also brought together a lot of those social and community components that I felt were really important. In terms of how it helps us, I think for us, it's been a really important piece in helping us make decisions and holding us accountable to doing business at a higher standard. I think, lots of times you're faced with decisions, and there's always sort of an easy route, or a cheaper route, and having the BCore certification has really helped us put all of our decision making through a filter that looks at not only the shareholders, but also, our employees, the community, and the environment. So I think for us personally, that has been the biggest impact. In terms of how it's impacted our bottom line, I definitely think that it's made us stand out, in sort of a crowded space of craft breweries, having that certification. And I think that, people recognize it and know that it's a sign of authenticity. But it's also been a great tool for us to attract people to come and work with us who share our values and who want to be part of doing something good. I think more and more it's becoming critical for businesses. I think younger generations, if you can call millennials younger anymore, but millennials and Gen Z, they want to support companies that align with their values, and they want to buy products that they know that are contributing to the greater good. And I think it's much harder for companies with social media and the sort of transparency that comes with that to kind of greenwash things. It's much easier for consumers to see through that. I guess to see whether companies are being authentic or not. I think absolutely. I think it's becoming critical, and I do think that and this is what has always sort of driven me towards BCore so much, is that I really feel that it's not government that's going to change the world or policy. I really believe that it's consumers directing their spending dollars in the right ways that is really going to have a positive impact. So, I mean, my first business, lasted for about 2 years, and then we made the decision to shut it down for a whole host of reasons. And that was a real gut-wrenching experience for me, because it was probably the first time that I had really failed at anything, and it took me a long time for my ego to recover from that, because you're going out into the world and people are asking you how your business is doing, and you have to tell them, well, actually, we shut it down. And I think it gave me a lot of time to reflect on what went right and what went wrong. And realistically, I went into that business, I was probably 28 or 29. When I was young, I was naive, and I was probably a bit overconfident. I didn't know anything about business, and I thought, how hard could it be? And really we got in over our heads. So I think kind of coming out of that, I recognized how much I needed to learn, and how much I loved being in business and how much I loved owning my own business. So, I went back to school, did my MBA, and continued at the back of my mind, recognizing that someday I would get back into business when the right opportunity came along. And so, I think it gave me a lot of, grit and determination to know that, like, the next time I got into business, I wasn't going to make the same mistakes twice, and it was definitely going to be a success. Our team is really the backbone of everything we do. We have just a phenomenal team, and they're so dedicated and loyal to Upstreet, and they really share all of the values that we have as a company. And to be completely honest, I'm not entirely clear how we've managed to do that. There's some secret sauce there, and it's working, and it's fantastic. But we do a lot of things. I think one of the things that we've done is we're very transparent about our operation, and when we're doing well, we celebrate that success, and we celebrate everyone's role in it. And when we're not doing well, we share that as well. And everyone kind of is along for the ride of the ups and downs of being part of a growing business. And we really focus a lot on the staff. We have a culture club that we formed probably after our second year, which was in response to some kind of harassment and stuff that was happening in the tap room from customers. But basically, the Culture Club's role is to, continually work to improve the workplace culture for everyone, but also to create a safe space for consumers who are coming into the tap room. And so we, we have a code of conduct that's posted on our walls in all of our restaurants or bars, that basically just outlines what our expectation is for our consumers coming in. And we've given all of our frontline staff, full authority to ask people to leave if they're not abiding by that code of conduct. Which was always something in the early days where servers don't necessarily feel comfortable asking people to leave because you're losing a sale essentially, and so that was a really important piece, making sure that all of the staff knew that we supported them 100% to remove anyone who was making the space not safe. And we also did a lot of training with staff around harassment and bystander training, and the best way for staff to safely ask people to leave, and for other staff who are on shift as well to support them in doing that. So that's been a big piece, and I think it all relates back to just making sure that your staff know that you support them in everything.